I mean, it's what everybody tunes in for.
And what is your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool
are.
house is torn apart, okay? It's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam, okay? I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
Hey, everyone. That
what
was
the hell? Do you have new stuff?
That
was
Zaggy. I'll do it again.
No, I can't do another. I'm not doing that again. No, but I got to find more. There's so many clips on this show.
That's awesome.
That I mean, there's
your name is on the lips of so many YouTubers.
Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Z Ryan. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of stuff like Brian say this is a sausage party or something else like that. There's lots of clips. I just can't remember which streams they're on. That's the problem. I remembered certain
people
things.
Talk about me like that.
They will.
Talk about my sausage, guys.
Oh no. Well, Brian said he likes a sausage party. Where is Brian? Hey, Brian.
He did say that. He did say that.
We will get into spoilers for Venom to Let There Be Carnage.
But have you seen the movie, Max?
Well, technically.
What do you mean technically?
Because I paid for my ticket. I was in the theater. And I fell asleep.
Yeah, I knew it.
How the hell do you fall asleep
because
during
I'm an old man. Damn it!
God.
I stopped saying no, and I really wanted to see it. I was like, oh.
Were you by yourself?
No, I was with my wife. She didn't.
She didn't wake you up?
Well, she was enjoying the movie. She was. She did. I didn't
In
fall
all
asleep.
honesty, she couldn't tell because you were wearing the mask.
Yeah. Well, I was wearing my face. Not this mask, but I was wearing the face mask, and I had my hoodie up.
Was it one of those reclining theaters?
Yes. Damn you, reclining seats.
That's why you never go to reclining seats.
I was so comfortable, and it's not like I wanted to. So I did see some of it, and then I was like, open your eyes, action sequence. And I saw shots of Venom and Carnage going, shh, and then I fall back asleep. So I don't know everything that happened. I mean, I know the first part of the movie, and then they had a separate. Separation.
We're going to have to take away your movie Madman role, Max.
Well,
I think I don't know.
Old man. This is why this is another. I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting too old for this shit. Lethal Weapon.
I remember when I could
pause on the TV.
My dad took me to the Return of the Jedi back in the '80s, and I was watching the movie. And I look over and he's passed out. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Crap.
That happened to my dad, actually. Well, it happened twice. It was with Rogue One, but then we saw it again, and now it's his favorite Star Wars movie. First time, he's like, this movie sucked. It was so boring. I fell asleep. They watch it again, like, why did I fall asleep? This movie's awesome. The other time that happened, actually, was during Godzilla vs. Kong, which I can understand, because we were in reclining seats. There's also, that D-box where the seats shake, so it's like getting, a massage. So I can understand falling asleep during that.
I do better watching movies later at night, and my wife does better watching movies earlier in the day. So this was early in the day.
So maybe you're tired still.
Yeah, and I didn't have enough coffee, and then I was like, "Don't." That reclining seats kill. It's not any commentary on the quality of the film.
Yeah, Ryan. I know you said you saw it. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I felt it was better than the first one.
Okay.
The first one, every time I watch it, I like it less and less. This one was actually it was pretty good. It was entertaining, and it kept me entertained throughout the whole thing. It wasn't flawless, but it was a good movie. It was fun.
Yeah,
What's up,
that's kind of how
Emmanuel?
I
What's
feel
up?
about it too. I
Yeah.
gave it like a 7,
You know what?
7.5.
It reminded me of early 2000s kind of comic book movie.
Well, that's what the first one was going for too, but I think this one was more streamlined. I think that it had a snappier pace. It was a lot more action focused. It didn't take like 40 minutes for it to get going like the first one did. So
yeah,
I
felt
appreciated
like
that. And again,
there were characters like the boyfriend or fiance. He was overused and not necessary.
See, I don't remember him in the movie at all. That's probably why. When he came into the picture, I fell asleep.
Yeah, it was just like
he was in this more than he probably should have been. I would have liked more of Michelle Williams, to be honest.
Movie Madness, for my viewers that say I need to do more positive content, there's 9 people watching. Only you viewers on the replay too, smashing the like button helps get this type of content made. I do all kinds of content. I'd be happy to do any type of content. But it's relying on you viewers. I have hundreds of viewers and only like 30 thumbs up. That's not. I'm not attacking viewers. I'm just saying that that makes a difference. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get those likes up, guys.
Right.
Like it.
Well, speaking of likes, holy crap, man! The box office for this movie's insane. It made more money than the first one did, and this is in October, still considered pandemic era. Well, not only that. It almost beat Joker. It was $6 million off from being the highest grossing opening weekend movie in the month of October, which is crazy to think about.
Well, this shows that
we had a lot of people in our theater.
Maybe this is actually...
Mine was pretty much sold out.
This is maybe what the movie business needed, is like how to get...
you need more Venom.
Well, no. Well, they needed a little break to focus on quality.
Well, you know what's really funny, though? The only movies right now making this kind of money are stuff associated with the Marvel brand.
Yes.
Well, and Free Guy, but that's kind of Fox and Disney.
I think James Bond is gonna.
James Bond is going to be the test. Like, I'm going to be very curious because that movie's doing really good internationally.
I'm not excited for this one.
Did you like the other Daniel Craig?
I do. I like what was it, Spectre? I like Skyfall.
I really like Skyfall. That was really good.
I don't sing Micho. And Ryan appreciates that, and so does RJ and Aaron, that I do not sing on the show. I'm not a singer. Never claimed to be.
Come on, Little Movie Per posted the lyrics. You can easily just read them off.
Where's the lyrics?
At the very top.
Max
Little Movie
Per. Oh, that's what that is?
Let's go.
Yeah. Just read it.
No.
Come on, sing it, man.
That won't work either.
Do it. Come on, just read it.
Karaoke out here.
I don't even remember the song. Let the devil in. Malevolent as I've ever been. Head is spinning. This medicine screaming. La la la. Let us in. La la like a salad bowl. Edgar Allan. What the? I don't remember that in the song.
Wait, this is the second part. You gotta read the second part.
Edgar. I don't want to keep doing this. You guys are.
Do
horrible.
it. Come on, do it.
Edgar Allan Poe. Venom. I got that. Adrenaline, momentum, and I'm not knowing when I'm ever gonna slow up, and I'm ready to snap any moment. I'm thinking, it's time to go get him.
Now say Venom.
Venom.
There you go. Yay, you did it.
All right.
Never again. Rhea's here. I don't know why.
Thank you. We're here all night.
69.
Because AMBW channel is for that's his new name. He used to be Tom Hanks Ball Sack 69.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realize.
I didn't realize.
Good. Now Max is rapping. I also had a serious question. I think I've covered this before on the channel, but why are we so stuck to live action? And I maybe should have put the MVGU video game universe because that's.
Oh, I thought that was the Marvel Venom universe.
No.
That's what I thought too.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
The Marvel Venom, and which Venom do you think is? I know we only got a glimpse of him in the trailer, and I'm not going to show the trailer because I started to try to do things with trailers in my channel, but.
I showed the Spider-Man 2 trailer on my channel. And I was fine, but I understand if you your channel might be more savvy to getting strikes and stuff.
But I'm cooling it on the trailers.
Yeah.
This last week I was doing experimenting. I was like, it's not even worth it. Got such a big headache.
I think
warning.
To see Venom show up in Spider-Man 2. That'd be dope. I mean, if you're getting Doc Ock,
what's going to be interesting is that it's going to be Harry Osborn, not Eddie Brock. So they're doing something different with it. So
Well,
I'm gonna be
I
curious to
did
see how
play
they do
the
it.
trail. I mean, I could play just that part of the trailer. Let me see if I have it up here.
I mean, the trailer's so short, you know.
You really got hit? I know I didn't get hit. I know RJ didn't get hit.
Nah, the only one I got hit for was the Wolverine trailer that had that copyright song in it. So,
well, I'm only gonna play the Venom part for context of how he sounds. I think, and I didn't know Tom Hardy did the Venom voice.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I mean,
no, and I like that. I like that he does both voices. It's like Val Kilmer in like Prince of Egypt or whatever when he voiced Moses, but he also voiced God. So that was cool.
yeah,
it was,
and in this
cool
in
stuff
this
like
video
that
game, it's Tony Todd. Tony Todd's doing the voice.
Hey, William, don't judge me. I'm so busy in life, and I've been focusing on the channel and like on taking care of my parents. It was like nice just to sit down, not have to worry about anything. I was like,
Will Wallace, you're funny.
What does he say? What?
Nothing.
You're a creep on a Max's Girls channel? Oh, what?
Yeah, I have one of the top comments on Grace Randolph's Movie Math video today.
Oh, okay. I was gonna watch it, but since Brian's here, I'll save you from the Grace. Basically, all we really it's not even necessary. All we really need to know is they made $90 million in the movie theaters.
If we could somehow like watch her and maybe tweak her voice and audio, just sort of like make her sound like a normal,
I could
a real girl, a real lady,
a real girl.
Yeah, because she sounds like Pinocchio. She's like, "Well, how are you today?" I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. No, I did like Venom 2. What I remember.
Yeah, he just fell asleep. William was asking how old you are.
Yeah, close to 40. Yes.
He said 40 is way too young to be falling asleep during movies.
I know. I read that. Thank you, RJ. Thank you.
I just want to make sure everyone saw that.
No, I'm
his spectacles picked that up.
Right. I was in my hoodie with my face mask on, and I watched 30 minutes, and then I don't remember the rest.
Max just went to the theater in costume, hoping to get recognized.
It was worth it just to see the end credits sequence, or I mean the bonus scene.
Yeah,
what? And like I said on Twitter, I was so thrilled. It was a surprise because I really thought I was going to see Andrew Garfield, and we did. And I was like, wow.
I'm glad I warned you yesterday, Max, about the article, even though you didn't. Right.
Thank you. So let's listen really closely to Venom and Spider-Man 2 review. I still got to finish the first one on my PS5. I was really enjoying it. I just got sidetracked and never went back. All right, so here we go. All right, let's. Now look how legit that is. I got to be honest. I think that looks better than the Venom in the movie. I'm not hating on the Venom in the movie, but my reason for bringing this up is in the future, with the younger generations, more and more social media, video games, phones that are more used to CGI too. Why are we so still stuck on live action? And then what if the Spider-Man franchise is extremely popular from Insomniac?
What if you saying you're trying to make video games look live action?
Well, no. What if the stuff we're liking now is extremely dated in the future, like live action, where they turn into CG?
Oh, sure.
Well,
sure. It's going to be like Back to the Future. Remember Jaws? Yeah, Jaws 19.
Yeah.
The shark still looks fake.
Video games are more consistent universe, more consistent special effects.
Yeah.
The voice acting is getting really good. That trailer there, that Venom.
I mean, to be honest with you, we're gonna get to a point where we're not really gonna need actors anymore. We're gonna have people that are placeholders, because it's just going to be face swaps. You're gonna be, they already do it with stunt doubles and things like that, where they superimpose the actor's face onto the stunt double's body. So they're going to do it like for every, so therefore it's going to be like, these actors or whatever, they're going to be signing away their likenesses. And then you'll have like a Tobey Maguire, but like Tobey Maguire is there for like 12 movies because they always use Tobey Maguire's model. or likeness, because they can do that now. You don't really need to go find new actors.
Well, I was going to say, Max, to just address your point real quick, is that they're both valid interpretations of the character, and they're both striving to do different things.
But in
right?
the future, is it going to overtake? And then
no, because I think
this stuff will look dated in the future.
I think that the video games will always have a special place, but I think they're going to be on par with the movies. That's what I think they're aiming
they may
for.
Surpass.
I don't know about
the only way that
everything
is going to look dated is the upgrades in technology. Like if you look at the Matrix 2, that shit looks horrible compared to the Matrix 1. The Matrix 1 looks phenomenal. It's almost flawless as far as like the CG. The special effects that they put in that. But as everything, as technology increases and improves on, like we have 8K TVs now and stuff like that. We're going to have cameras that are going to give you more, sharper pixelation, smaller pixels. That is going to, make things look or broaden the whole 3D kind of experience to where it's like, it's going to change the game eventually. With advancements in technology. So everything is going to kind of look dated when you look back on it. But for right now, everything's fine.
All right. Well, I enjoyed what I saw. And yes, I'm getting lots of shit. I fell asleep. Yes, I fell asleep. I'm a boomer.
What the hell? It was a 95-minute movie.
I know.
95 minutes.
It was a short movie, yeah.
You're not even 40. I was expecting you to say I'm like 58, 59. My knees are making weird sounds. I'm eating fiber. I can't eat solid foods anymore. And I get up in the morning without the alarm clock.
Ambassador roasting me?
Max had to sneak in some Ensure.
Yes.
Like, how did you not get woken up by like the stuff exploding in the?
Well, the action sequences, I would like, there's gonna be a cool action sequence with Carnage. I gotta wake up. Like when he's in the prison breaking out. And then I opened my eyes and I saw like streaks of Carnage. And then I fell back asleep.
Do you have sleep apnea?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, sleep apnea? Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
That means do you snore loud, really loud, and stop breathing and all that?
A little, not too bad, but I haven't. I got tested before. Yeah, I have a machine that I don't use.
Oh, if you snored or
use a machine, man.
No, because I twist and turn so much when I take it off every 5 minutes. As soon as I get to sleep, I take it off automatically.
They got ones that are comfortable. I just lost a buddy like 9 months ago, 52 years old. He had sleep apnea. He was a roommate of mine, and I'm like, dude, go to the doctor. Never went to the doctor. My dad has it, and he has one of those machines, and he couldn't sleep with it. And then they fitted him with this one that kind of goes with you as you sleep and gives you air. That, dude, if you have that, get that machine because you can end up with a stroke before 50. I'm not joking.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Your brain dies a little bit each time, but yeah, falling asleep doing it. Now that I know the context, I won't make fun of you no more. But wow.
No. Thanks for the concern, William. You sound like my wife. I appreciate it though. And then that might explain my show, my brain dying a little bit at time. That might explain my show content. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you don't want to be like 42 years old and like be moving around on those wheelchairs with a straw. So.
That's true. I'll give it another shot. I have my machine up. My wife keeps telling me to use it too. It's just as soon as I put it on, check your comment. Let me see. Which comment?
So how about that Venom, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
The rated R thing, I think.
Venom.
The Venom, I enjoyed it. I'm not going to rush out to see it again, even though I fell asleep. I'm not. It's not. I was more excited to see the Spider-Man trailer.
I'm going to watch it again when it's available. In the home.
Yeah. Well, William,
it wasn't one of those movies where I have to see it again.
Well, real quick, because you're here, I'm wondering, what do you think about the movie opening at 90 million and beating the first one?
I'm happy because I was really, really worried when they made that decision. I was really afraid that might hurt his box office, so I'm glad it didn't because I really thought this could be one of the, it could at least match. Now, it's not going to match the original total because we're dealing with COVID parameters, but I was really concerned that moving the date might undercut it, because they were doing it off the wave of a movie like Shang-Chi, which really has different circumstances. So I'm glad to see it hit 90. And, I want to see how No Time to Die obliterates it, unfortunately, because that second weekend's probably going to hurt it. But at least it's going to get a really good.
Well, do you think it's a good sign that the box office is coming back strong, at least domestically?
No, for certain movies, yes. But you're right now, the entirety of the box office market is dependent on 2 states and domestically, and that's California and New York. You have too many places in between that can't get people to go to the theaters because they're not doing the things that you can do to bring numbers down. If you look at the numbers in those 2 states, the most popular states in the union, they're bringing their numbers down to the point where you can open things up. But you're still missing out on places like Florida and Texas. Those are huge markets that, even though they're not the primary markets that movies are determined on, they're still huge markets. They're 2 of the largest states.
Do you think Spider-Man No Way Home is going to stick to its date, or do you think it's going to get delayed?
Go ahead.
No, I was saying, do you think No Way Home's going to stick to its date, or do you think it's going to get delayed still?
I think it's going to stick to its date because Marvel has that type of confidence in Spider-Man, and so does Sony. And I think if it were anyone else that didn't have the brand name, if it were another Marvel series, it was a Thor movie or something like that, it would get moved.
I think it'll stick too.
Yeah, but it's Spider-Man. It could still be affected, though. I mean, I think they'll stick with the date.
I think the movies that are doing good are really like escapism movies, like really just
popcorn. It's just fascinating to me that,
movies too.
Yeah, it's just fascinating to me that the biggest movies right now that are doing well pandemic-wise and even surpassing in the case of Venom is stuff associated with the Marvel brand. Like, there's really nothing else except for maybe Free Guy and Jungle Cruise, but those just had good legs, not strong openings.
They've all been tailored or butchered or engineered for a PG-13 rating, and you can take to somebody. Like, you're not taking, most people aren't taking their kids to see Suicide Squad. I'm sorry. That's over the top violence.
Do you think that movie would have done better if it was PG-13?
Yeah.
I think that movie would have done better if it hadn't been made, but I've said that
before. Right. You like William Moore?
I like this guy.
Yeah.
No, the Suicide, that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy Suicide Squad, and it wasn't a fun movie. But I always say this, without the infrastructure of the comic book universe that it spawns from, it is a meaningless movie because it does not get you anticipated for anything else. It does not get you talking in a conversation about anything else, and
because it doesn't open up it doesn't open up for more because, like you said, there's it doesn't have the skeletal, the backbone needed to sort of open up these ancillary characters like Blue Beetle or Batgirl or whatever that they're doing.
And they've done everything but fix what they screwed up with the people who will bring those.
They're hoping time will heal the wound.
Nah, and they're wrong. All time is going to do is make it so that these guys who made those decisions no longer have jobs.
I bet you, honestly,
was she Venom in this?
Yes, very briefly.
Yeah, she was like 2 minutes.
Briefly, but
okay.
She didn't really do anything. Like,
can I be honest for a second? I think Warner Brothers
you
and
blink
HBO
and you
Max,
miss it. I'll tell you what.
I think they're kicking themselves hard for deciding to dedicate their entire theatrical slate day and date. I think they wish they would have held it back and just done the first 6 months.
I don't. But here's why. Because I don't think Warner Brothers cares about the theatrical market as much. If you do the math.
But here's the thing. Dune and Matrix 4, they would have made way more money had they been theatrical only.
Max would have failed already if they didn't have day and date.
Dune is going to bomb.
But Dune's already made $100 million internationally, though.
Yeah, but you know how much money that movie needs to make in order to feed everybody at the table, not just its production budget. People think, well, hey, it made its production budget and a couple more bucks. Yay. No, there's a lot of fat cats all around the world and investors that are sitting around that are financing future projects and that are making their bonuses and money to where this movie would have to make a serious amount of money to justify it. And when you look at it, it's high-end IP. I'm going to probably like it because of the director, but it's the same as Blade Runner. I'm not saying they're going to be great movies and they're not going to make money in certain other areas. Like Blade Runner made $22 million in just DVD sales alone when it was released, but that money goes somewhere else. So Dune.
I'll tell you what, the Dune trailer in the theater today, but that's probably why I fell asleep. There's too many damn trailers. I made it through the 30 minutes of trailers and 30 minutes of the movie. I could have held on if it wasn't for all those damn trailers.
The people who are on the fence about Dune are not going to go see it in the theater.
Ryan, are you looking forward to Dune? I don't know if I ever talked about Dune.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so people like me, yeah. After Star Wars, Yes, I'm looking for the next sci-fi adventure
Okay.
film that I can, latch onto and say, "Hey, this is dope." Just because I'm not excited with sort of what they've done in the theater. I do like, Solo a little bit, and I do like Rogue One. But yeah, so I mean, I'm excited for Dune, but Dune is sort of what do I want to say? It's got its audience, right? But not a whole lot of people know about Dune or anything. I mean, there's books out of Dune, and
People
there
don't
was an
read it.
older movie in the 80s that nobody, there's certain people have
It's
watched.
a lot
but not
more
everybody.
niche.
It is a lot more niche, and it's like they are putting so much, and who cares if it has Zendaya in it or if it has Momoa or I mean, it's got some really good, like Oscar Isaac, really good actors in it, right? But I don't think that that's enough to sort of like say, hey guys, this movie's the movie to see in theaters. And Dune is a type of movie for me where I will watch it. Like, I want when I go to the theater, it's to be engulfed in the movie. Like there's movies I can miss out on because I don't care. Like I'm gonna see Independence Day in the theater. I'm gonna see Jurassic Park in the theater. I'm gonna see Star Wars in the theater because those are movies that I want to get engulfed in. And yeah, Dune is one of those. But are there going to be a lot of people like me in the theater watching it? I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, and same thing with Matrix 4. People don't realize that Matrix.
I think Matrix 4 is a little bit more palatable. There's a lot of kids.
I
out
think
there.
Matrix 4 is going to do well.
I think
there's a lot of kids out
well.
there that have never seen Matrix that are like in their young 20s, late teens, young 20s.
Hey, Zod Rider.
Hey, what's up?
Here's the thing about the Matrix, though. When
Did you see Venom? Because we're kind of in the spoilers too.
That's okay. I'm waiting on Venom. I haven't seen it yet, but I don't care about spoilers. I saw the ending.
We're in the Matrix discussion of Venom right now. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hey, real quick on the Matrix thing, though. When 1999 rolled around, we were still a quarter of the population had a flip phone with bad digital. Now, by the time that the third one came out, most of us all had cell phones, and we've all moved out. The wow factor for the Matrix, it revolutionized bullet cam, all these technologies that didn't exist in movie making now that exist on the norm. I still think it's going to do well because Keanu Reeves is a draw. I don't think it's going to do as well. And I think Warner Brothers understood that some of these movies, there's not one movie that they released on this day in and day schedule that was anything like what a Venom or what a Shang-Chi or what a No Time to Die. There's not one movie that they released or that they're going to release that was at that level, and they know that. So they made the right decision.
Yeah, I guess so. Looking back, it's just a potential loss in revenue. I just think about,
Well, if the quality was higher, it would make up for it.
Do you guys think that they should have?
I think the quality of Dune is going to be huge.
Now?
Well, the quality of Dune is going to be huge, but the audience isn't there.
Right. The audience isn't there because it's not a built-in. It's a niche franchise. It's not a built-in general audience type.
Yeah,
franchise.
Dune is not as big as like the hardcores are making it out to be.
What was your comment, Zod? I couldn't hear.
Oh no, I was just asking if you guys think it would have been smarter for them to release Matrix now to compete with like Venom and that kind of stuff.
Well, I think it would have done. What I would have done personally, I would have switched release dates for Dune and Matrix. I would have released Dune in December.
There's a lot of big budget films competing with each other for the next 3 months. Unfortunately.
Okay, so in December, what is competing with Matrix?
Basically, No Way Home.
Spider-Man.
That's going to be a juggernaut. That one.
Spider-Man. This is my bold prediction.
The same week or
a week after.
I think it's a week after.
A week. And who has it first?
Spider-Man comes out first.
Spider-Man comes. Okay.
Because it comes out on the 17th.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of big budget films.
It's better. It's better for the Matrix that Spider-Man comes out first, because if the Matrix came out first, Spider-Man would take the second week. No problem.
Oh yeah.
Well, unless they released it like the first week of December, had those first couple weeks to itself.
Well, Matrix is gonna be on the HBO Max, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so like even if it wasn't HBO Max, Spider-Man would have still done much better in the Matrix in the box office.
Yeah, each part's. You're right. If Andrew and Toby are shown in the next trailer, it's a chance.
I don't even think that. I think right now, regardless of whatever is going to be shown in a second trailer, it's going to make $1 billion anyway.
Okay. So do we actually know that Andrew's going to be in the film?
It's like 99% sure.
Because Andrew wasn't in Venom. And
yeah, but that's
I
different.
swear that Venom would have been the place to see him because it's a Sony property, and they would have built out, the Sony Spider-Man. Andrew
He
Garfield.
fits the tone for that universe.
It's all Sony property.
He does fit the tone for the Venom universe.
He fits the tone for that, and so that's why I was so surprised when I saw what I saw.
I just don't feel you could bring in that version of Doc Octopus and potentially Green Goblin without having where's your Spider-Man?
The lizard's in it, right?
And Jamie
can you
Foxx.
imagine the backlash?
Yeah. Jamie Foxx is supposed to be in it, so you would think Andrew, but they really don't have to include him, to be honest.
No, they don't. But if they have the opportunity to do it now, they're never going to have the opportunity.
Right.
I mean, considering some of the stuff that we've seen,
it's either now or never.
Right. So I think they would have
I believe he's in the movie. Honestly, I think they're all in it. So it's
I mean, it'd be dope if they were. It'd be dope if they were. But after seeing Venom, I understand if he's not.
Yeah,
they're blowing up this reality, so it doesn't matter who's in it, who's not in it, who dies in it. This reality is going to go away and get restarted anyway.
And that's why, are we in spoilers for Venom yet or no?
Yeah. We're in spoilers.
Okay, well, that's why I'm hoping that Cassidy is alive in the alternate universe when that little bubble or whatever happened.
Yeah.
I hope that
the implication is that
in Venom's universe, Venom 2's there will be Carnage universe. He's dead. In this other universe, multiverse, whatever, he could be alive potentially.
Well, I think the implication that post-credit scene is that whatever Doctor Strange did brought him in as well, along with the other characters like Doc Ock and
sure. So and that's why it's muddied, and I think that they'll play it off a lot better than DC is going to in the Flash. I hope not, but I think
for
DC
sure.
It's going to be a train wreck. I hope
I'm with Ryan on this one. It's going to be. It sounds to me like it's going to be a train wreck, and it looks like Spider-Man is going to outdo it in terms of the multiverse.
And one of the reasons why I want Cletus alive is because, dude, Carnage is such a dope character that they just one and done.
I don't understand that choice at all. That was the biggest mistake that movie made.
They're not. You won't see Carnage again until you see another Venom movie within that.
Right. But in the sequel to the Venom movie, it's going to be, and I have no idea why, but the guy with the blue eyes, the police officer.
Yeah, that's Toxin.
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 What happened? How did he change, whatever? Nothing happened to him.
He got attacked by Carnage, and that's all it took.
Yeah, he was infected by Carnage.
Remember John Carpenter's thing?
Girlfriend, something with his girlfriend too, because she was
in my opinion. I wasn't
this
feeling her.
Really
I was like, girl, you need to go back to the Pirates of the Caribbean with this because this is not. I was like, and then she's screaming on the way down. I'm like, what?
Go back to Davy Jones.
Isn't that going to propel you and make you hit the ground faster?
like Die Hard when they're shooting when Hans Gruber gets thrown out of the building. But like I was telling you,
Toxin's not a villain. He's not a villain.
The other night is this is a free for all because none of this stuff that happened in this movie is going to matter at all.
It doesn't matter at all.
It's all going to be reset when they.
And there are things that I liked about the movie. I thought, Carnage. The CG in Carnage was pretty dope.
They got the look down pat.
The look, the movement. I like the whole father son kind of thing, and when he came in, it was like, oh, that's a red one. Okay, well, we're out. I dig it. It was really cool, but again, man, it's just like this character was just not utilized. And then he dies. I'm like, dude, no, don't pull a fucking Joker or Penguin or whatever, kill him the first damn movie, give them legs like Loki or
he is a Joker to Venom. You're right. Like basically
it's a free play
because the other symbiotes they're not going to draw the crowds like Carnage.
Well, we've already had symbiotes. We had Riot and we had, the other ones. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But this is the symbiote that everybody's looking forward to. Like, who do you care about afterward?
Venom?
Well, unless Ryan, the plan is to do for the third Venom movie is to do Null and do the King in Black storyline.
I would have thought the the third Venom movie was going to say, okay, we are going to allow for, Spider-Man to be in a Venom movie.
Well, there's a rumor going on that that's going to be Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4 will be him and Venom. Which, if that's the case, it's weird because I would have thought it'd be Venom 3.
Venom 3 first.
I don't. They would not have teased Spider-Man or what's his fucking name? The little kid.
Tom Holland.
Tom.
Holland, yeah.
They wouldn't have teased Tom at the end of this movie to not set him up for the next one. I think it's going to be the toxin guy and Spider-Man, and in this universe with Tom, I'm like, how the symbiote takes over and he's sort of larger. Like, I don't see that happening with Spider-Man. I'm like, and they're like, oh, he's so tasty or whatever. And I'm like, okay.
That's setting up a confrontation, not necessarily a movie, because they're setting up their storyline for the first quarter of the next phase, which is going to be the multiverse. I don't think what they're doing right now is necessarily setting up future movies, other than when Doctor Strange or whoever helps them reset the universe, they go back to where they go, but there's some alterations during that universe. Like I was saying before, they will replant that universe. That's why nothing that happened in Venom, as far as people dying and all that, none of that matters, because when that universe is reset, those characters will be reset with it, back in their own.
Or here's well, we've had this discussion. Or they go absolutely bonkers and Venom sticks around for the MCU longer than we think because the Morbius trailer came out. We know Michael Keaton's Vulture's in it.
But see,
and
that's
there's references to No Way Home all throughout that thing, and Spider-Man being on the run.
Yeah, and we discussed that, but then that's semantics, though. But as far as what they did is at the end of Venom, that's heading into their larger narrative of that story. Morbius heading up with certain other characters would be adjacent. That's not part of their overall story. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's going to be exclusive to those particular characters, even if they're sharing those characters. The Celestial storyline or the King storyline, the much larger storyline, none of these characters are going to have anything to do with that. They're a primer for it. They're a doorway to it, but they're not, like I was telling you guys yesterday, this multiverse thing isn't going to be very big and very long. It's not going to be the entirety of the phase.
It may be like half of it at most.
I think it's a quarter of it. I think it's the doorway.
Yeah, it's not going to be the Infinity storyline. We've got like 10 episodes, a decade basically storyline.
RJ, before
that doesn't. I mean, they're missing a lot of opportunities there, because then what you could do with that sort of, if you just leave the multiverse open, you could have potentially any character at any time for any story. And then it's not so much, they don't have to worry so much about what they've done in the past 20 films or whatever, where everything connects and it's all, like a puzzle. They can just bring up a story and it makes friggin' sense because of the multiverse. They're like, how do you have all these characters together? Multiverse.
Kevin Feige doesn't operate that way. He builds his stuff from the ground up. And what he's doing right now is temporary. That's why none of these characters that come over in this blip are staying. This is temporary. Venom's involvement is as temporary as Garfield.
I think a lot of it, William, is probably just fan service for launching this next phase.
Yeah, it's a doorway. It's a doorway into a really, really kick-ass house. By the way, real quick, RJ, before I go, there's one other thing that I missed as far as the King and what he does with the timeline that really is important as far as introducing another character. Who is Reed Richards a descendant of?
Kang.
Okay. So if Kang or Immortus or the one that's left or the one that remains defeated all his selves, he may have corrupted or disrupted the creation or the involvement of Reed Richards. And now that his multiverse is split, now Reed Richards could probably come into play because he couldn't exist because all of his descendants have pretty much been knocked off.
Oh, so do you think the Fantastic Four could come from a different Earth? Or is it going to exist in the MCU?
Well, I think it's going to come from... See, right now, the universe we've been watching has been a prime universe that shouldn't exist. It's only existed because Immortus, King, and all these guys have contained themselves and defeated themselves. But now that he's not there to stop that, things like Apocalypse is going to happen, like I was explaining right now. But all the things that were stopped are tied to these guys that couldn't happen because the one who remains defeated himself and left himself and was going to turn that over to them. But without him there, these things happen. Ramatut goes back thousands of years and finds Apocalypse, who then finds the celestial technology, who then experiments on the first mutants and so on and so on. That doesn't happen now because this one timeline never had Ramatut in it at all. It doesn't even have Kang in it. And I think you'll see Ramatut and Quantum Ant-Man. I think that's going to be your end. I'm betting that'll be your end credit scene where Kang escapes, like he does in the comics. He escapes to the past, and he visits Ozymandias, who's there, during the ancient Egypt, and you're going to see a version of Apocalypse there, either in a lab or basically where he is when he finds him. If you've ever read Rise of
Man,
Apocalypse.
if that happens, man, that's gonna be like some
I really
chess
think
play,
he's gonna-
600 IQ level stuff.
No, well,
I'm confused already. I don't know. I'm
really
really confused for the last 10 minutes.
No, okay. So the confusion's already started. We've already seen a version of Nathaniel Richards. We saw the one above, or the one that remains, and Loki, correct? He explained it for you right there. He explained everything you need to know. You just need to watch that episode again. All those strands that were not strands before he lost control, all those things he controlled, and all the things that we know came from those creations. Apocalypse, the Celestial, a lot of those things are associated with things that he stopped from happening. Now that those strands are happening now, a lot of the stuff that we're like, where's this character at? Well, how come the mutants aren't there? Now those things can happen now because that reality is there for them to happen. And that could be the basis of some of these characters coming back. Just watch that episode. Watch that last episode of Loki. He pretty much explains the basis how you can bring in mutants, how you could have brought in the Fantastic Four. Because right now, Reed Richards may have never even been born yet, because his timeline of his ancestry has been corrupted by one guy who is his ancestor.
I think the Fantastic Four is going to come from a different Earth, different timeline altogether.
There's no timeline for them to come from.
Huh? I'm confused.
There's no.
I want to see it. That's all I know. I want to see Doom.
You'll see those characters, but there's no protagonist or antagonist for them to even exist yet.
All right.
You see what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, what Kang did is he sealed off everything that we thought we should see by this point. There's a reason why we hadn't seen it. Because, like I said, mutant kind has literally been screwed up by the fact that the very first mutant never gets to where he's supposed to be, never gets discovered by Ramatut, never gets the celestial technology that makes him what he is, and he experimented on thousands of mutants before the dawn of time, or pretty much at the dawn of time. Before we even knew what a mutant was, Apocalypse had already given some of them their very first powers. He's literally a part of the evolution of mutant kind. He's pretty much erased from this timeline by that Kang character, because he defeated the person that he would become to go back and discover him. He literally goes back thousands of years because he knows Apocalypse is there, because he's at the end of the timeline and he knows everything that's going to happen. So he knows an Apocalypse is going to be born, he knows what he's going to become, and he inserts himself into that and makes it happen. And it's a time loop that now is broken because of Girl Loki killing him. If that makes sense. I need a chart.
I need a chart to read the notes.
Thank you for that knowledge, William. I'm getting tired. Like, no offense to you or anything. I'm just. It's too much for me.
He's gonna start falling asleep again.
Old man brain. Because I'm like, oh wow.
He's like, there better be an action sequence coming up because I'm about to fall asleep.
No, that's very interesting, William.
Long story short, though, all this stuff about the multiverse is like literally your patio door leading into your mansion. That's it. It ain't going to last that long. They're moving on. They've already laid the groundwork that you can see for much larger things that don't include or have relevance with any of these characters we're talking about. These characters have relevance as far as getting you going in the direction to better comprehend the level of characters that you're going to be dealing with. Because before, the only cosmic level character you dealt with was Thanos, and that was just a guy with an artifact. The characters you're dealing with now, like Galactus, the Celestials, things that, Doctor Strange associated, these aren't things that they've played out before. So this multiverse thing is like a chart, a primer that's getting you ready for that. But these characters like Venom and Tom and Garfield, those are bit players in their big plan. I think. I don't think.
Oh my God, you've totally convinced me, man. I was looking at it completely wrong. I thought they were going to do more of a multiverse, different Earth, but the way you explained it all with the idea of just like sealing it all off and preventing certain things from happening makes perfect sense to me. Thank you for that.
No problem. But like I said, it's just 40 years of reading comics, but not just reading comics, because I know they don't apply everything to the movies, but you can recognize, like I was telling last night, this Into the Spider-Verse is a perfect example of what I think that they're doing with this. is the
Yeah.
problem is the multiverse. You can't have a multiverse if there are divergent people coming over because it's like a vase that cracks. Eventually, if you crack a vase somewhere else and you move it around, that crack is going to spread no matter where it is. It's going to either break the vase immediately or it's going to do it.
Yeah, they can't stay permanently.
I think the vase is already being broken by the Watcher and Ultron.
If
That was
they
a great
include the
episode.
what if universe and as part of that, if they include that and part of that,
I think these animated, even though they're animated, I think they're all.
I
They would have to bring
sworn
back
they
all
said
these
what
actors
if
and pay them again. So they're like, oh fuck it, let's just do it.
I thought they said what if is not only is it canon, but it's going to eventually lead to some sort of what if live action culmination.
Well, some of those characters might appear in Doctor Strange too, is what they were saying.
Yeah,
Sure,
that's even worse. That accelerates what I'm saying because you have all these people now. You have the vase being cracked from all different angles by different people handling it.
That's why I'm like, I don't see it being one and done or a couple and done. I think it remains cracked, and then it's a slow process to get back to some semblance of non-multiverse or whatever, or they just leave it. I don't know.
They won't. And the problem with that is you see who they're introducing into the storyline. They're introducing as the Celestials, who literally exist to keep that thing from happening because it's mankind having ramifications of an entire multiverse.
So real quick, William, this is just a question because I know you probably got to head off, but like the way you're describing it, right, is that all these kings can run around now and be in the multiverse and do their thing. Does this mean that the prime timeline will be rewritten and events will be allowed to take place where it's like the X-Men were already born and now they can exist and have this pre-established history of like Xavier, Magneto, World War II, for example, or the Fantastic Four were born and have always existed, it's only now we're seeing them because the timeline's been rewritten?
Yes, because the timeline was corrupted. It was corrupted.
So they'll basically establish that they've always existed, and now the timeline's being reset to where they are allowed to exist now, to where they couldn't before.
Yeah, because the things that King's ancestors set in motion that he stopped will now happen.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering because the way you described it, I wasn't for sure that meant like Reed Richards will be born in the year 2028, which when the MCU is currently set, or if it's going to be like he was born 30 years ago. It's only now we're seeing him.
Nah, yeah. What'll happen? It'll be like that base. The base is breaking, right? And you have to put it together the best you can. It's not going to be exactly what you had before because you don't even know where all the damn pieces went. You might even have to add some pieces and add some glue and fat things to it to make that vase whole again. So a lot of that is going to be reweaving the fabric that we know into the fabric that was supposed to have happened without him doing anything. Once he took himself out of the equation by allowing her to kill him, all the stuff that should have happened is now going to happen. All that chaos that was already supposed to happen is now going to happen. And that's why it's not just a multiverse you're dealing with a divergent timeline. Because even at the divergent timeline that King creates, it's still within the prime timeline. It's just been altered. It's like Age of Apocalypse. There was no alternate universe in Age of Apocalypse. It was a destroyed or corrupted timeline that was replaced by other events. Here, what we're seeing what Doctor Strange is doing, he's literally taking two coexisting timelines or multiple timelines and taking principles from those timelines and from all of the timelines. And every time you do that by the coexistence principle that they've established back in the 80s, you create a crack in the multiverse that endangers the entire multiverse no matter where it happens. So the very fact that that's happening that's the problem that whoever is the heroes are going to have to solve. That is not sustainable. So it's not going to last long and it's not going to last forever. It's basically the siren that brings the Celestials to make judgment on Earth. Look at these fools. These fools are time traveling. These fools are screwing up the evolution of mutant kind. They're screwing our experiment is not only going awry, but it's now endangering things outside of their parameters. They don't have the discipline. And that's the entire point of the Celestials is to experiment, pass judgment on that experiment, and if the experiment is bad, wipe it out. So, but these multiversion things, no, they won't. They won't be. They can't. They cannot be. It would, like, if you've ever seen, like I said, when Wilson Fisk tried to bring his kid and his wife back, he ends up bringing all those Spider-Men over there too, right? They had to fix that. That was not sustainable.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to cross over.
Yeah. Each of those, and that's the same concept that they've always used, even in some of their movies. You're not going to have Garfield hanging around forever. You're not going to have Venom hanging around forever. Now, you may send them back to the Sonyverse altered to the point where when you rewrite that timeline, things happen before Venom finds that Flash with that symbiote in it. Maybe he runs into Spider-Man. There's a whole things you can do with that because you're going to be able to literally rewrite your history. That's why these characters dying in this movie are meaningless, because that movie's lineage is going to be meaningless when they solve the problem. But the multiverse is just basically to introduce to you these much more powerful characters. I think people are thinking that it's going to last forever because it's the only thing we're seeing so far. It's next up. It's next up, but it ain't forever. That's my opinion.
All right. Thank you, William. I don't know if I wanted to stay. I'll have to see the execution. I'm excited to see the cameos, but yeah, beyond that, I don't know if we needed to stay. Then it's gonna get stale. Just cameos on. Ray wants you to talk Amico. I don't know if you have anything to say about the Amico.
Yeah, the Amico.
What is it? I mean, I'm not.
That's not okay. Never mind. Thanks, Ray.
Wow.
William, do you know who Tommy Tortellini is?
Indulge me.
Didn't he make chef?
you
Didn't
ever
he,
eaten
didn't he make
tortellini?
macaroni or something?
Yes,
or chef
tortellini is a noodle.
Yeah, the Amico was a
Chef
special kind of macaroni pasta that Max really
Oh,
likes.
okay.
He
Yeah,
eats
that's
it
what I
before he
thought.
goes to bed every night because it's the only meal he can chew on.
Wow, you guys are
H
rough.
Barts is even
With
done.
his-
H
with
Barts
his
is even
mask
tired
on,
of.
you
H
know.
Barts, are you tired of Amico talk too? But we got to support Rhea. Rhea loves Amico talk.
Huh?
I actually
Ray loves
watched
Amico
the trailer for the Amico. I mean, after a
Oh, I
year
see what's going on.
after a year of hearing about you talk about the Amico, I finally watched a trailer about it,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, okay.
You are tired of it. Okay.
Oh,
What do I do? Some of my audience. Zeno, be nice to RJ.
I don't think that they're going
He's
to release
never
Venom
nice
2
to
on
me.
the Amico.
Well, actually, no, that's not true. Zeno's sometimes nice to me. He'll insult me, but he'll link to my channel, so I can't complain.
Well, I do think they would need to get more popular. But if the Amico does get popular, I would love to see like an old school Spider-Man game. You know, like 2D, or old school Venom or something.
Yeah.
But I don't. They would have to get really popular to get to that point. I do have some other topics. What if?
Oh, this. Yeah, I remember this.
Did Marvel Studios just cross over Star Wars and MCU? Did you hear about this, RJ?
Yeah, there's a couple shots where they showed the Watcher and Ultron going to Mustafar and
Do you think it was,
Felucia.
or do you think it was just nothing?
I think it was a fun little Easter egg. I'm obviously never going to say it is, but I think it was meant to imply it, yes.
No, Ray, I like talking about the Amico too. It's just everyone else. Me and you. Maybe Zod
right.
might. I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, I was tempted to click on the little ducky and say hi. So I said hi.
Thanks, William. Appreciate
All right,
it.
guys.
Yeah, man, that was fun.
all
Have
right,
fun.
William.
Stay awake, man.
All right. I
Take care,
actually
man. Have a
should
good
get
night.
to bed soon. Because I got a big work day tomorrow. Oh shit.
Yeah, I know Will Wallace, by the
Sleep
way.
on the stream.
I know Will Wallace is mentioning a Collider Crew video in the chat. I will say this: I've not seen that video, Will, but there was another video that some VFX artists have worked on, to where they are saying actually that Andrew Garfield video is actually real and the photo is real. So I don't know anymore. I don't know if it's real. I know it's fake, but
What?
visual
H-Barts
effects
doesn't-
artists are saying that it's real.
But see,
So.
this is why What If could be more exciting. Why not do it in What If and not the regular MCU?
Because it implies that Star Wars exists in the Marvel multiverse, and then that's
Yeah.
gonna be really weird.
But why won't?
No,
Yeah,
because you know what they're
it's,
doing? They're
it's
setting
Dark
up.
Horse.
They're
It's
setting
not
up.
Marvel.
They're setting up a Marvel universe, eventual Marvel universe Star Wars crossover. You know they want to do it. You know they want to do it
But
in movies.
I
They
would
wanna
hate to
do
see
it at
that
some
though. You
point.
got to keep that stuff separate.
No,
'cause then it
no,
starts to be a
No,
big pop
RJ,
culture mess.
RJ, I completely agree with you. But you have to think about it. Disney owns it. Disney is going to find a way to merge it because they're going to think they can make money off of it. That's what it does. That's all it
I
is.
guess
Imagine
so,
J-
but like
Can you imagine Jedi's going against the Avengers or like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
that would
Yeah.
be stupid. I'm sorry, that'd
Yeah.
be horrible.
Yeah.
I do not want to see that. I'm not saying it couldn't happen.
I
I think
don't
fun
think
Easter
so.
eggs
I'm
are
sorry,
fun
don't
Easter
wanna
eggs
see
are one thing, but an actual movie or show like that, no, thank you.
Oh yeah,
No.
it'll happen. It'll happen.
I want to see it. I don't want to see it in a main MCU movie, but the What If series, I say go right ahead, do whatever.
I mean, the only place I could see where it survives or where it lives is animated.
You know, Star Wars should do a what if series, stuff like for their stuff.
Well, they did do a bunch of what
if series.
They did a bunch of comics, and it was fantastic.
Star Wars Infinities. Those are amazing.
The sequel trilogy, and it wasn't.
Like doing it for Disney Plus, stuff like this.
Dude, if they made animated movies out of the Infinity comics, that'd be amazing. I
Those
want
are
to see
fantastic.
those stories animated.
Yes, I agree.
All right, cool. I have another. I have an article up here from IGN. Are we happy to have Sam Raimi back? Wasn't sure he could face making Doctor Strange 2 after awful Spider-Man.
Oh wow,
that wasn't his fault.
That's stupid.
Spider-Man 3 was not his fault.
It's not his fault. He's a good director.
Well, I can understand though, to where it's like he felt heartbroken just by the way that movie went, and because you remember at the time, people now have warmed up to Spider-Man 3 and are like, no, it wasn't that bad. But at the time, people hated that movie. They were like,
I'm one of the ones that thought
I think they hated Venom the most in that movie. It was Venom.
Venom was
I know. I'm just saying, like,
the worst thing about it. Yeah,
that's the funny thing. Like, he's still talking as if it's 2007, but I don't think he recognized that some people have actually fallen in love with that movie.
Bully McGuire. People love.
It's aged better with time. You know,
people love Bully McGuire. Like that. What people take from Bully McGuire, people love that now more and more.
Well, he's talking about his experience making it. It was he sort of had as much interference as Zack Snyder did.
Yeah.
And then he didn't.
Well, yeah, and he was forced to put Venom in it. So let's not forget that.
He won Vulture, right?
Venom in it, like after this, like sort of in production.
Yeah.
Right
Sam Raimi. To answer your question, Aaron, all he wanted in the movie, he just wanted to do Sandman and New Goblin. He did not want to have Venom in there.
Even New Goblin.
He doesn't hate Venom. It's just that character didn't interest him. That
wasn't New Goblin. That was some paintballer on a.
Yeah, that was
on a snowboard.
Little lame. Is James Franco still canceled? It's kind of weird going back watching James Franco. I don't know if he's
he is still canceled. I think his career's pretty much over. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I used to really like him. I mean, I don't know. It's complicated.
Well, I don't know if he's like fully canceled, but he's not gonna be in any movies for a while. He's on like a pause. He's in cancel jail right now.
But I mean, basically,
no one's ever really.
Basically, canceled. It's a good comparison. The Sam Raimi, like Zack Snyder, he had more to do. He was deep into Spider-Man 4, and they overly they did too much to Spider-Man 3 to mess with his vision, and then he never got to make the continuation.
I'll say this: like when he was announced as replacing Scott Derrickson, I was shocked. I'm like, Sam Raimi, because I think the last movie he directed was Oz the Great and Powerful back in 2013. It's been a long time since he's directed a movie. He's done a lot more producing and writing
James
stuff.
Franco movie.
So the fact that they presented him with this, and he's like, that's really cool, because his favorite comic book character is not Spider-Man, it's Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
he loves Doctor
Strange. He
Strange.
mentioned Doctor Strange in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, I didn't know that was his favorite.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is his favorite character.
I just hope Doctor's in the movie.
Well, is this one of the best changes to a director ever?
Yes.
Like usually when a director drops out, you don't get her.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with Ron Howard picking up Solo. I mean, that's a step
I know, but I wasn't more excited about that. I was just like, okay, I was
just like, hey, it's in capable hands.
Well, yeah.
I'm just like, he is honestly like, I'm excited for Multiverse of Madness, obviously.
But
the fact that Sam Raimi is directing this, and I think Bill Pope is doing the cinematography. Or no, it's not Bill Pope. Never mind.
That's the problem with Sony, right? Sony does interfere, right? Like Warner Bros. They do interfere, and that's what happened with Spider-Man 3.
Studios interfere. So that's why, like even Zack Snyder said, I mean, every movie's a fight for a director.
Mm-hmm. Except, with Disney, Disney and MCU will interfere. They'll interfere a little bit, but you know what? It's not like they're meddling in everything. They're making everything's on the same page. It's a good vibe with everybody.
Well, it's really interesting too, when they brought Sam. Oh,
that's
sorry,
selling out. We're not going to comment on.
Oh no! What he's talking about, what Seno's doing right now.
Commenting on dead people and exploiting people that have problems that's not great content. I will give my opinion on that, but then we'll move on.
What I was just gonna say, like when they brought Sam Raimi on, they rewrote the entire script. They brought on Michael Waldron, who wrote the Loki show, to redo the entire script.
Yeah,
so Michael Waldron, writing the movie and Sam Raimi directing, I think it's going to be a really good movie. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be like something actually special. You know, it's going to be something that's like stands above the rest of the MCU movies. You know.
All right, cool.
Was it Spider-Man 4 like rumored? Like I know they were planning Spider-Man 4. And
they were
Spider-Man
going to
Yeah, it
film
was supposed
They were
to have either John Malkovich or
Vulture. Yeah,
The
John
reason,
Malkovich.
yeah.
God, what's his name? He played in an MCU movie. Ben Kingsley. It was either going to be Ben Kingsley or John
They were
Malkovich
deep-
to play
they
the
were
Get John Malkovich as a villain,
Basically,
please. He'd be a
wanted-
great villain in MCU in any role. He'd be a great villain.
Sony wanted him to film right away, and Sam Raimi, part studio.
He wanted more
interference,
time to work on the script.
Part of the contract is that you have to make every Spider-Man movie every so many years, so they had to. He's like, I need another year to get this right. He didn't want to have another
He didn't want a rush
Spider-Man
job,
3
yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so instead they rushed into production a reboot. So that's what they did.
I would like to see like series 2 of What If next year. What if Spider-Man 4?
They should make Spider-Man 4 into an animated movie, or is it a comic book?
They should have had a lizard into the Spider-Man.
I thought they already did it as a comic book.
No,
Sam Raimi's
they
Spider-Man
were teasing
4.
it. They teased it a few years ago with the web of a number 4, but then it turned out to be a J.J. Abrams comic written by his son, which was horrible. It was a horrible comic. Horrible.
Oh, like J.J. Abrams' Superman idea?
Yeah, basically that, but like for Spider-Man. It was bad. It was about Peter Parker and Mary Jane as
sorry,
kid. It was
he's
so
a
bad.
capable filmmaker, but just keep him away from big properties.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I don't really have many more topics. We'll just see how everyone's doing. Just a little chit chat at the end. I actually did have other things, but it's more like reaction videos, and I'll just wait till tomorrow to do that. Because
did you guys hear that James Bond is apparently not woke anymore?
I know that's what I was gonna do for the separate video.
I'm not interested in it yet.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't look interesting to me.
To me, like it's the same issue that I have with Black Widow, where it got delayed so many times. It's just like, oh, it's finally out. Okay, I guess I'll go see it. It's like I don't feel excited. You know, I'm gonna go see it because I'm a big James Bond fan. I like Daniel Craig. I want to see his final performance as James Bond. I hear it's actually a very good movie, but it's like I'm not like feeling that pumped up feeling for it, you know?
Yeah, I'm just not excited. I don't care. Like I'll watch it, but I'm just not like it's not one I'm gonna go to the movies to see it. You know, I'm just gonna like.
Well, my wife did no interest at all.
See, that's where I'm different. I feel like that's a movie I need to see in theaters. You know, just because of the spectacle of it.
I mean,
you know?
I'm gonna be watching. I'll watch Dune. I'll watch Matrix. You know, those are the ones that I'm going. And Spider-Man. Those are the three that I know I'm gonna go to the movies to see. Everything else. I'm gonna sit on the couch.
What about you, Zod? What are you interested to see? But we're getting towards the end of the year here.
I'm really interested in Spider-Man and Matrix and Dune.
Okay.
I'd like to see all three of those in the theaters.
What about James Bond?
James Bond, I don't know. I think I can wait. I can wait to see it on VOD.
Yeah, I'm still interested to see it, but since my wife doesn't
all I
wanna
heard
go,
about it is that most people are gonna like it, but it might be controversial in some aspects.
I might fall asleep again, especially if I'm by myself.
Don't go to the reclining theater.
No, I'm just. That's why I like.
Yeah, that's when I can fall
That's why I
asleep
like
probably.
the couch watching in my home. If I
Wait,
fall
hold
asleep, I
on,
hit
hold on.
pause.
How do you fall asleep in the reclining theater, but you don't fall asleep on the couch? That's crazy
I
to
can
me.
fall asleep.
'Cause I feel
on
like
the
I'd
couch,
fall
and then
more
I
asleep
can
easily on the
watch-
couch.
and then I can watch what I miss when I wake up. Or if I get sleepy, I'll go get a coffee. I could have got a coffee, but I don't know. I don't like when I pay for a movie. I don't like when I can't pause. I hate to get out of the seat. I'm not one to during the middle of the movie. I need some popcorn or I need some caffeine and go get it. I don't want to miss anything, but then I missed everything though.
Well, here's the question: How big do you think James Bond is going to open? No Time to Die is going to open next weekend.
Think
it's gonna get to
I don't
90?
think it's going to be as big as Venom. I don't think so.
Okay, so
I'd
you
be
don't think
surprised.
it's going to surpass Venom's record this weekend?
Not unless they release like a
not
trailer
unless it
that's
has
something
legs.
shocking.
Like one weekend release.
Yeah, like
Man,
do you think it's going to open as high as 90? Like it's
I
the
don't,
same as Venom?
I don't think it's going to open as high.
I think if he
I think it'll have a
actually-
strong opening. But I think I think Venom was just sort of a surprise. I think same.
Well, Venom's also 90 minutes.
You know,
It'll
guys,
make as
hey,
much
guys,
money.
there's
Right?
a
Venom
movie-
is a short film, so that is but more butts and like when I went to the theater, there was like 4 screens that were showing Venom 2 at different times.
I think for mine it was like 6. There's
Yeah,
like
there
almost
was
every
a
theater
lot of
was showing
screens in
it.
there showing Venom.
Guys, there's a movie this year there's a movie coming out this year that I noticed that nobody has brought up, and that is Rocky versus Drago. Sylvester Stallone's director's cut of Rocky IV. It's
40
coming
extra
out.
minutes. That's the only problem. I do want to see it. But I'm not going to see it at the theater.
It's a Fathom event, so of course VOD.
But no,
VOD is the best way.
Yeah,
but
it's also VOD. So yeah, I mean, I just it's a Fathom event. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it because that was the weakest Rocky.
40 extra minutes.
I'm still pissed that they cut out the robot. Stallone said no robot in his director's cut.
No robot.
No. Well, I mean, I recently watched. They had it online. They had it online. I recently came across a work print director's cut version of Rocky V, and I watched it the other day, and it was so much better than the theatrical version that I can't wait to see the director's cut of Rocky IV.
Real quick, Zod, I don't know if you can answer this, but there's some speculation that the director's cut of Rocky IV, the Rocky versus Drago Ultimate Director's Cut, it's not going to have any of the Survivor songs. They are going to take them all out. Is that true?
No, I heard they're all in there, and okay. I even watched a making of little thing. There's a making of on YouTube where they actually interviewed Sylvester Stallone, and they actually I think he actually says that the songs are in there. So
okay, because they said they're going to add new music, and there are some people speculating that it means no Survivor songs, which would piss me off if they took those songs out.
I think they're all going to be.
Those songs are just too
iconic. They're iconic. You got to have Hearts on Fire. You got to have these songs are great. They're iconic. I mean,
it wouldn't be walking without those songs.
Right.
Well, I have speculation on the James Bond box office, and I don't think this happened because I think Europe already has it, and
there's a bootleg of it online already.
I don't want to.
No Time to Die did the best UK box office since the pandemic.
Okay, well let me finish though. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I would think if this happened, we'd be hearing about it already. I think if he was to actually die in the movie James Bond, then it would break box office records because people are like, well, I got to see this.
Doesn't he die?
He's not going to die. It's James Bond.
Well,
I think they should have actually at this point. I'm just
I heard he dies. That's what I heard.
He's not going to die.
I heard that the lady takes over and all that.
They're not going to do that.
They're gonna kill him,
and then that would actually get people in the theater. I think if they said, "Okay, he's not gonna make it out of this."
And that's why it made gangbusters in the UK. They were like, "No, my James Bond."
That's what everybody got from that one picture with him on the motorcycle on sitting behind this delicious character.
I do have to say, I do get annoyed with. I sat by a bunch of teenagers.
I sat by a bunch of girls, and they were just clamoring, talking about boys and stuff. I'm like, are you kidding? watching Venom, I was like, dude, leave, please.
I've been so lucky. I've only ever had bad experiences in movie theaters. The one time I had a bad experience was with Logan, because there's a bunch of like little kids there for every reason watching, and they were snickering and laughing and throwing popcorn and stuff. And the only other time I've had a bad experience is when someone brings a baby. I have that issue. A lot of people bring babies to like midnight showings or just like to IMAX showings. It's like, why? Someone brought a baby to Black Widow. I'm like,
Word says no time to watch.
Here's guys. When these comic movies are rated R, you know how the parents, they don't know if it's rated R. That's just bring their kids there. They don't check the rating.
By the way,
this is a comic book movie. That's why they bring their kids there.
This is going to be controversial. I think Venom is proof that PG-13 works better for some movies. Because you bring in, I don't know if you saw the audience breakdown for Venom, but a lot of people who went were kids and families.
Yeah,
it's a Spider-Man character. That's why
I was annoyed.
Spider-Man characters have to be have to get the general audience because Spider-Man.
Although they didn't mind my snoring.
Because I truly think that this is one of the rare times I agree with Grace Randolph. I think Suicide Squad probably should have been PG-13. I think it would have done way better if it was.
But the name Suicide Squad for like PG-13 Suicide.
The first one was PG-13.
Yeah, that's true.
It made a lot of money.
Yeah, but even with like Birds of Prey, they went R to go hard,
and there was no reason for that movie to be R.
No reason. The same thing with Birds of Prey. No reason to go R. That was the dumbest ass move. I mean, I'm glad it did because I didn't like the movie, but that was a dumbass move by them.
Yeah,
Comic book
it didn't
movies
need
could
it.
go.
It didn't need it.
Comic book
because
movies-
even the violence wasn't really that R, except for Black Mask getting exploded, which was probably the best part of the movie. Because I
Oh
thought
no,
it
there
cool.
was one part in there where they I think they cut off somebody's face or something. It was something where she, it was like it was a close up of something. It
Oh,
was
the Huntress scene, the Huntress shootout.
Yeah, and it was just not necessary. And it was like that, and then she cussed a couple times, and that was it. I was like, okay, well, congrats on your
art doesn't
R.
necessarily make something better. It doesn't necessarily make something better.
It doesn't, but they were like, Deadpool was R.
Yeah, certain characters you need to be R. Certain characters need to be R. But
what's going on in the chat here?
I think that's Almo. I think Almo is parodying H parts.
Well,
could be
H
wrong.
part
Really?
says Matt Charbo thought the Bond gun barrel was called Bond Shoot. LOL. I like the intros for Bond too. I like the music. Who's doing the sound? Who's doing
Billie
the
Eilish.
Yeah, Billie Eilish.
I like
yeah.
Billie Eilish. I do.
Yeah,
like
the song got released in last year though, so it's gonna be like a full year
Oh,
until you
really?
see it in the movie. Yeah.
So
I don't know,
thanks
but
for the
I
support,
still
H-Parts.
love the song for Casino Royale.
Oh yeah, that one's great. I like Skyfall too. I like that
Casino
one.
Royale.
The
was,
one for Spectre, what the hell is that guy? The Writing on the Wall. That one was terrible. I don't know how that won an Academy Award. That song's horrible. I hate that one. But
Soundgarden. What's this? Chris Cornell. I love Chris Cornell. Yeah, passed away. Sorry to hear. But that was a really good one. Yes.
by the way, just to address Hans's point.
No, Kermit Cinema. F parts. No.
What?
Oh my god. To address
the heck
Hans's
is going
point, though,
on
And you
here?
leave it on the screen.
yeah, I know you left it on the screen for long. Yeah, I told you it's Elmo.
No, we don't do that.
Elmo?
We don't.
It's Elmo.
Behave.
Sesame
Elmo.
They're friends.
Yeah,
they're
Max, you
besties.
can let
They're
it
just
slide.
giving each other hell. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, they're besties.
Okay, I got you.
But to address Hans's point real quick, I don't know why more drive-ins didn't open. This would have been a prime time for drive-ins to.
Popped up. They did.
Not in my
okay.
area. There's like no drive-in like
My
80
area.
miles
we
from
have
here.
we have one drive-in left in Houston. That's it. No drive-ins. Nobody's investing that kind of money.
Because
in
drive-ins
drive-ins.
would have done
It's hard to do
amazing
in big
business
cities.
last
It's hard to
year.
do it.
Portis 1000. If anyone here knows Portishead, yes, that would be an amazing Bond theme. Yeah, anyone know Portishead?
I heard Paul McCartney's intro for Bond.
Okay, that's a good one too. Snob, real Elmo's back. Okay, thanks. You're Elmo. What else do we have to say? I don't know. I'm running out of topics here. I'm just gonna save the other stuff for later in a separate vid. I'll try to record it for tomorrow's release. And I'm doing more video game content that no one watches.
Pow.
What?
Well, me
Oh,
too. I just reviewed the new Mortal Kombat 2 arcade 1-up countercade. If anybody's
cool.
interested, I just reviewed that.
My wife really. I've collected too much junk, and that's. I'm not saying that's junk.
You've collected too much junk. Hey, I'm with you, man.
No, I'm just saying she's like you're not starting an arcade cab.
Oh my god! No. Once you get into the arcade cabinet thing, yeah,
like,
that's a whole other.
She's
thing,
like,
yeah.
does your modded Xbox play those emulated arcade games? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, then you don't need a.
I have some video game stuff real quick. I finally, because remember, Max, we were talking about the video game podcast, and it's like we don't have a title, so I came up with a name. It's gonna be called Press Any Button. Press Any Button.
I saw that.
Sounds dirty.
Yeah, it's called Press Any Button, and this Sunday
Press
I'm going
my
to be doing a new episode, and we're going to be talking about video games and Hollywood and the intersection between those two, and then I'll be talking about the Nintendo Switch OLED and then Metroid Dread. So,
And I'm having a stream tomorrow talking about video games I plan on buying.
Listen, I'm mad at you, Zeno, because you're not going to do it. I hooked it up and I did two gaming vids in the last 2 days, and you didn't watch either one of them.
damn, Max, you can't be calling out your viewers like that.
No,
He's
a
I'm not
member.
mad at him.
Max
I'm just saying,
he's been uploading more video game content.
yeah,
He's
there's
more
like
than
20
once.
views. Actually, I have another video.
I'm one of those views.
Let's watch.
Yes, thanks, Aaron.
Do you want to watch Grace's videos? Is that what you want to do, Max?
Yeah,
No,
you guys.
I'm gonna make
Sure,
sure
you can watch Grace.
Far Cry.
I'm gonna watch an unreleased video game vid that I just did, and it's only like 4 minutes.
In a week and a half, we got Back for Blood.
Oh yeah, I know. My friend Hans is looking forward to that game a lot.
Yep. If you have Xbox, Game Pass for free.
Yeah. All right. Well, yes, here. Oh, I did start a new series, Game Pass or Play.
Yeah,
for Game
I saw
Pass.
that. Yeah, Max.
It's an interesting series. Is it trying to do? Here's one I didn't.
I thought you were a PlayStation guy. What the hell's going on?
I'm both. I because I'm broke. I've been using the service.
What's this Grammarly? Is that what you're?
Well, I mean, I got the PlayStation, that PlayStation Now service. That's allegedly getting a big overhaul. I don't know.
Here we go.
Oh wow.
This is Mighty Goose. This is on Game Pass.
Great. I got an achievement, Road Warriors. Like I said,
see,
I have this
didn't
on
even
my
release this.
PS5.
I could release it, but
I really
this
wish
is
I
a great
would've waited.
game.
I just had to play this
I did
game
buy it first
because
on
I'm such a fan of
PlayStation,
running
and then it came to Game
running
Pass.
What? So
here's
this is like what, Mega Man Goose?
No, this is like
a Goose
Metal
Spaceship.
Slug. Run and gun shooter.
Oh, here's the level that's like in an arena. This is good because it'll show
See,
you
everyone's
some
bored.
variety.
All right, I'll take it off.
No,
Thank
I'm
you.
not bored. It looks cool. I like it.
But it's not just linear level design. There's some other things in here. Like, and I haven't beat the game
there you
yet,
are.
so I don't know all the surprises. But it's different. You know,
This is
Contra and Metal
4K
Slug are
content
just
too on my
start to
recorder.
finish the level. This
Pow
is
pow, 4K.
rat-
Oh look, you
like
got a little duck
situation,
helper.
like,
Yes.
rat-
No, this
dead
Mighty
monster.
Goose he's brutal. Look at him pecking.
Oh
this-
yeah,
He's
Look at that,
awesome.
like the melee
They are
moves,
brutal in real
like Metal
life,
Slug
so
when you get up close,
this
it's
makes
not
Look
sense
at my
here.
coins.
Yeah.
And then when he goes like berserker, like Wolverine. His head goes on fire for Mighty Goose.
Here's the
Look, you make him squawk. This is great. This is a
let's see
great
if I can
game. I
show you
highly
the idle
recommend it.
animation.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Does he do it
Let's
here?
check it
No,
out.
this isn't
That's
Untitled.
King
He did
Penguin
it
in the
a
back.
different- I was like going down a level where he's in an elevator, and he did something like
Okay, that's
think he
all.
actually-
That's all. I made you
Alright.
watch my Actually, the views went up.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Geese are mean. Go check out my video game content. I'm gonna end this stream, talk to the guys a little bit behind the scenes, and then I'll go film another one for tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah.
only
Real
takes
quick
50 minutes.
before you end, I just want to share the thumbnail for the for Sunday's episode.
Press
Thought
my
you-
button.
Press
Thought you'd
my
like
button.
that.
Whoa.
Oh, is that the new Metroid game for what is that? The Switch?
Yeah, it comes out October 8th. Metroid Dread. So I put Brie Larson in the thumbnail.
Well, I'm
'cause I
bringing
thought
back
it'd
the
be-
PlayStation Plus podcast.
Well, if
I'm gonna-
if
Alright.
they
You can't
make it
bring
better,
back
All right,
This is the
PlayStation Plus. There you
podcast.
go.
No, I said keep the name. You're not keeping the name. I'm gonna bring it back. No, I'm just kidding.
bring it back, Max.
I
Bring it
support you,
back.
RJ. I'll probably be on
Yeah,
both.
please bring it back, Max. I mean, come on.
Well, I did bring it back. I just brought it back in my own version. You know, from the ashes, I took it and ran with that.
But there were no ashes. We just stopped doing it. I mean, we could pick it back up at any time.
We could have the old man boomer game podcast on, me and you.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, you don't like me calling it? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I think no, Max. What I was thinking, I'm just thinking, yeah, PlayStation Plus podcast. I want to see it come back, man. I mean,
Well, RJ's doing. We'll support RJ on Press My
Yeah,
Button
we can have a war. We can have a competition.
Well, I want. I'll probably.
I'm kidding.
I'll do video game content. We could do Zod. I could have you on just one-on-one for video game topics. But
whatever you want,
Yeah,
whatever you want to do,
people,
man.
People have gone cold on the PlayStation Plus podcast.
Yeah.
It just
I think
it's
they
got
took
too
it
much. It got too much.
Well,
I mean, this is
thinks,
the perfect
Rhea
time,
says it. Miko Plus
Max,
podcast.
it's the perfect time because it's video game season. There's a lot of stuff
Well,
coming out.
Yeah, Rhea keeps wanting to do Amico content.
Well, I mean that's cool. I mean,
that's because she's invested in it. You got to get her invested in a PlayStation.
She did pre-order. Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, who left? Ryan. Oh, bye, Ryan.
I think his connection cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us, Ryan. Zeno, why are you so harsh on RJ? You really have. He has got it out for you, I think.
It's fine. He has it out for a lot of people. You know, sometimes you need someone to take your aggression out on when you're feeling down yourself. So I support Zeno. I want him to be happy. So if insulting me makes him happy, I am a glutton. I'm a glutton for punishment. So it's okay.
Wow, you're too nice. You got to say F off, Zeno.
I've tried to. It doesn't make him stop. So I think being nice is the only way it works.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching, including Zeno. Real Elmo Cinema is here. Smash the like button. We need Ashley back on for sure.
Yeah, bring Ashley back. That'd be great.
Oh, Ryan's back. Hey Ryan, I thought you were that upset with my video game content. I'm out of here.
I was like, you're not talking about the Amico? I'm out.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want to talk about that? Okay, yes, we could do another hour about the Miko. Rhea, get ready. No, we're gonna.
There you go.
We're gonna.
So you know that you can take your controller and pair it with the your friend's Amico.
Yes, you're right.
Hey,
I learned that
Ashley,
from the
good to
video.
see you.
You could take your games over to your friend. That's actually really cool for young kids. Yes, that is
okay. So there were games that I saw that were like, okay, that's kind of interesting. Like I would, I saw what you were talking about, retro reimagine and all that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, because I would love for them to like retro reimagine, like, Gauntlet or something like that. Those are fun games. But I mean, some of the stuff that was there was like, what is it? Welcome to the club. But yeah, some of the stuff like the dolphin game, like I was like, okay, I don't understand that.
It's
some of the stuff looked
made
fun.
Echo
Some
the
of the stuff
Dolphin.
looked like, okay, yeah, that's not.
They still need a killer app. They need a killer app.
Isn't Earthworm Jim 4 the killer app?
Yeah, but I don't know. They had to kind of stop working on that and finish the console, and then they're going to go back to it.
I mean, I think that's their biggest issue is that they just need to get their thing out.
Right, that is the basic.
Not promote it anymore until because I was watching the other
Exactly.
show
Whip
that you
that
guys
thing
had
out.
with those two. I was there. You saw you were talking to David Spade and his friend, and yeah, they were just like, yeah, get the get the unit out there, and that should have legs on its own. Like the controversy with the guy, the Tommy guy, that should be. I mean, seriously, you shouldn't even know that he's a part of it. I know he's trying to promote it and all that, and I've seen, I watched his video, of course, but yeah, I mean, I just get the system out. Let the system speak for itself. If it's palatable, if people like it, if it's fun, it will have legs on its own. If it's not, and it's not for everybody or whatever, then they can just the few amount of people that bought it, hey, hopefully they can play with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, are you pimping our dead channel?
Keep playing.
Yeah, pimp it. Yeah, pimp it. Yeah.
You pimp that dead channel. Go for it. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got on the tank, and then we'll talk a little bit behind the scenes. Thank you for watching. I'll be back.
Yes.
Sometime this week.
Of course, I have good takes.
And then next weekend, I will do a member stream. And then I also want to try to do a stream for other projects. Let me see here. Good take, Ryan? I haven't heard that about Ryan yet. I heard bad take, Ryan, but okay.
Well, yeah.
Reyes likes your takes.
It's a thing. It's a thing. Just read it.
and then the weekend after, I'm going to be away for the weekend. So we'll get some stuff done next weekend. I'll be streaming this week. And Miko didn't kill the show, Zeno. Miko didn't kill it. You did. Bye, everyone. You killed the show, Zeno. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Get your rest. Not in the
Bye.
theater.